afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Eastern Lifestyle. I'm your host, Davia Pugh.
And I'm your reporter, Kaylee Riccatelli.
Happy Tuesday! We are so close to Thanksgiving. How exciting!
I know. Just a couple days away.
I'm so excited. We have an awesome show in store for you today, so be sure to stay put.
Yes, in today's episode, check out the latest creative innovations in the tech world in this week's Rich on Tech, and find out how to get an unbeatable dining deal at a wonderful restaurant right here in Eastern North Carolina.
Yes, and that is all coming up right after we hear from a talented Greenville entrepreneur with a heartwarming business specializing in all-natural nutrition for toddlers. Check this out.
Wow.
Yes. Hey everyone, it's your host Davia. Today I'm excited to introduce you to April Kelly, the founder of Tavi, a Greenville-based company changing the game in infant nutrition with allergen-conscious, culturally inclusive infant formulas and toddler drinks. Tavi took home the $30,000 Community Choice Award at the 2025 Good Soil Forum, showing that major innovation is happening right here in Eastern North Carolina. April, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here.
Of course, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
That is so special.
Yes.
Yes, and
is.
I know Bishop T.D. Jakes it founded the event, and Oprah Winfrey was the keynote speaker. Just tell us what that moment meant for you.
Oh my goodness. I'm reliving. I'm getting all the chills again. But it was a great moment for us because it was the people's vote. So this one was one that it really wasn't about me getting on stage and pitching and telling my own story, which I'm very much so used to doing. This one was about me reconnecting with our community and bringing our vision and our story back to life, and then getting their buy-in, so much so that it activates them into voting. And so there were about maybe 2,000 applicants nationwide. So yeah, this one was a big win for us for all of the above reasons.
That's incredible. So special.
Yeah.
So tell us what Tavi's mission is.
Yeah, so Tavi is all about trailblazing. We are an infant formula startup company, the first Black female founded in the country, and our goal is to really disrupt the industry that's been a little stagnant for decades now. And so our focus really is on making sure that the customer's voice is front and center, specifically the ones that are not often included in the conversation when it comes to infant nutrition. And so that looks like the underserved markets, the minority markets, and specifically families who are affected by food allergies. So essentially, in short, we help moms to introduce allergens early and often to de-risk the chances of the child developing allergies later in life.
Oh, that's great. Very important.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. And I know that you've shared that your own experience as a mom inspired Tavi, and that's actually the name of your youngest daughter, right? Your youngest child.
Yes.
So tell us about that connection.
Oh my God, here comes the flutters again. So it's really near and dear to my heart because she's 6 now.
Wow.
And so, but when she was a baby, we brought her home. And so everything started off great. And then I started to run into a lot of complications with nursing her because she had what's called a tongue tie, which essentially causes some complications with her latch. And so it felt like I was nursing a baby shark is what it felt like. So I was going through the pain, trying to, just muster it out. But eventually I noticed that I was also struggling with postpartum depression. So I felt like, I was kind of losing it here. My body was not producing in the way that I was used to it with my older 2 children who I breastfed successfully. And we started to run into some early bumps. And so at that point, we decided to switch her over to a soy-based formula because we were a vegan family at the time. So we switched her over and we thought, okay, we have another solution. It wasn't something that I was excited about, but at least we thought it would work, right? She ended up having a severe allergic reaction to that formula. And so that was really honestly the first time I thought about what exactly is in formula? Never had asked that question before. And so we started to really research all the ingredients that are in formula. And when we turned to the back of the label, we started to notice that it's a lot of 13-letter words that we have no clue what they are to begin with, right? Yeah. And then as we started to do more research, we saw that corn syrup is like the #1 ingredient in a lot of popular formulas. And so I really wasn't confident at that point in continuing to feed her, even other alternatives that were on the market at the time. And so we just decided to take matters into our own hand and become our solution.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
How awesome is this business? Stay tuned. My conversation with April about Tavi will continue after this short break. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Wow, okay.
Yep.
That's incredible. So you create the Tavi products yourself?
Yeah, so essentially what happened is after doing all that research and spending countless hours on the baby aisle in grocery stores, we came across a published at-home formula recipe that was dairy-based. Wow. So what we decided to do was take that and couple it with our own research and recognizable, familiar ingredients that were just alternatives to what was already in it, but healthier, and we created our own recipe. So from there, we ran it past our pediatrician for safety purposes, and he said, you know, let's try it. And so immediately we saw in the first 24 hours what looked to be eczema forming on her skin from the allergic reaction that started to clear up. She started to become overall more satisfied. She started gaining weight. She stopped the spitting up. And so we were like, okay, this is working.
You did that.
Yeah, we did that. We did. And so at that point, still, we hadn't thought about it being a business. We literally were just solely focused on our baby and solving our own problem. And so it wasn't until we had gone live, I'd gone live on Facebook. And I was building out a mom community at the time, which was really just created to be a safe space for other moms to talk about what we don't typically get a chance to out loud. All these moms just reaching out and saying, hey, me too. Hey, I dealt with that as well. Oh my God, I wish I had that when my baby was younger. And thank you for sharing your story about postpartum. So it was at that moment that it was like, okay, a light bulb went off. This is a bigger problem. Let's see what we can do to solve it.
So how has Eastern North Carolina kind of supported you during this journey?
Wow, in so many ways. I would say the most outstanding way is the ecosystem. And so when this was just an idea, you know, we started out going to SBTDC and we immediately found a SCORE mentor. From there, they connected us to their network and other contacts like ECU, North Carolina Food and Innovation Lab, which is an extension of NC State. And they were the first ones to like help us commercialize our formulation. So it was literally walking in the dark, but we were never alone because we had all of this support from our community, from the ecosystem. And so NC Idea is another one of our early investors they invested our first 10K. And that's what allowed us to go to NC Phil and go ahead and start the commercialization process.
What challenges have you faced just by being an entrepreneur and building Tavi from the ground up?
The first one that comes to mind is I'm a 24/7 mom.
Right.
And so just finding the time to do all the things and to be all the things. I'm also a solopreneur. And so my husband, he's always going to be my honorary co-founder because he was in there whipping it up with me in the kitchen when we were first starting out. But yeah, it's definitely the solopreneur piece of it, and then just the funding, all of the different hurdles that we face as a Black woman seeking big dollars, VC dollars, investor dollars. And so that has been a challenge, but what has helped us is that we have really been creative. Our story really carries a lot of passion that a lot of people can resonate with, and so we really get a lot of support from the mom community.
So what is next for Tavi?
So we are actually on the cusp of our first production run. And so we're looking at about, I'm gonna say late summer, early fall for our actual product launch, meaning product in hand.
Wow,
so we're
soon.
Excited about that. Yeah, and so now we're really focusing on getting the pre-order campaign link available. Any of those who are interested can definitely go to our website and go ahead and sign up on our email list so that you can be one of the first to receive the notification when that link goes live.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much, April, for sharing your story.
For sure.
So inspiring.
Absolutely.
Tavi's win shows that Eastern North Carolina's voice matters and that local ideas can spark national impact. Be sure to visit hellotavi.com and stay tuned for more on Eastern Lifestyle. It's time for Style in a Snap, your go-to for quick style hacks, trend talk, and outfit upgrades. So this is a quick style hack to make skinny jeans look perfectly hemmed without sewing. So if you want them shorter, just fold the extra length under instead of cuffing it out. Then smooth the fold so it's clean, fitted, and seamless. This trick keeps the ankle looking sleek and gives you that tailored, polished look in seconds.
Nice. So instead of folding over to where it gets like kind of chunky at the heel or at the at the heel, at the ankle.
At the ankle, yeah.
Fold it under so that you can't see that fold, but it's still that nice, like,
seamless little
sharp crease.
Exactly.
Ah.
You can't tell.
Now, see, I don't wear skinny jeans very often.
See, I don't either. I used to when I was younger, but then I grew out of that. I really like more of a flared or boot cut
Me too.
type of vibe, wide leg. But this is a great hack when you do want that.
Or even any just like tighter jeans. They don't have to be skinny.
They can be any tighter
fit.
jeans, as long as, because you have to make sure it stays that way, though.
Yeah.
Now we all love memories, and coming up after the break, find out how you can save your photos with this creative innovation. You won't want to miss this. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the latest tech trends and creative innovations with KTLA's Rich DeMuro in this week's Rich on Tech.
If you're like most people, you probably have boxes of old photos laying around the house.
Whether it's digital photos or it's those old print photos, time is eating them away.
Krista Kowalczyk is a photo organization expert and author of Beyond the Storm, her book about helping hurricane victims recover damaged photos.
Easy solutions anybody can use to be proactive with their photos and not go through what I saw after Hurricane Ian, and make sure your photos are safe.
The biggest obstacle to preserving pictures? Procrastination.
Stop procrastinating the photos, because after Hurricane Ian, I heard over and over again, it was the most difficult loss. And these are people that lost everything.
First, back up your current photos. Krista recommends using something like Dropbox or Amazon Photos, in addition to iCloud or Google Photos.
Layers of security. They're all layers of security.
To restore old photos, try Google's Nano Banana. Upload an image to gemini.google.com and ask AI to restore it.
We took things that had some severe damage and they were able to spend hours and restore them. I took those same photos and I put them into Nano Banana, and I got some pretty comparable results in 30 seconds.
Just keep in mind, the resolution won't be as high, so always keep your originals. For scanning prints, Krista recommends the Epson Fast Photo, which can digitize stacks of photos in minutes.
This is taking that project and turning it into a weekend project, not a 3-month project like it would be with a flatbed.
Scan at 600 DPI for the best quality. The HP Film Scan is ideal for slides. It now comes in a touchscreen version.
And you don't even need a computer to use it. You just pop a memory card in it and it saves it to a memory card. So I really love things that make anything simple.
For new photos, try Adobe's free Project Indigo app. It uses computational photography for better low-light shots and works on iPhone 12 and up. It's like an instant upgrade to the camera you already have.
Anything that's in low lighting, it is amazing what the difference is.
That is so cool.
This is fantastic, actually.
Yes.
I love this.
Especially in this area, there's a few
Yeah.
hurricanes that come through here. That is great tech to have.
Great way to protect your memories.
Hey, I'm Chris. This is On the Record. We're here today at Alley Cat in Greenville, North Carolina. Great place for used and new records, so be sure and check it out. So this is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. And if you look very closely, there's no name on it. You can't tell who it is. This is Led Zeppelin's fourth Untitled. Some people call it Zoso. But yeah, it's probably got most of their famous songs on it, Going to California, you know, Stairway to Heaven, Rock and Roll. But my very all-time favorite song on this entire album is When the Levee Breaks, because they recorded it in this old farm in England, and they had this stairwell. And for whatever reason, John Bonham said, I'm gonna set up my drums at the bottom of the stairs. So it's a very loud and deep and impactful sound. You should check it out. Until next time, I'm Chris. We'll see you then.
It's time for This or That. We're between two choices. We pick which one we prefer. So do you prefer apple cider or eggnog during the holidays?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
You go first.
Apple cider.
Okay.
Yep. Eggnog I have to be in the mood for. It's heavier than apple cider for me.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Apple cider is so good, but I think I'm gonna have to say eggnog.
Okay.
Because my family has traditions with eggnog.
Okay.
Because because instead of drinking coffee on Christmas morning, we all sit and drink eggnog together while we open our gifts. And then on New Year's Eve. Like, it's usually right before my parents go to bed because they never stay up
Yeah.
until midnight. Our whole family will like sit and watch the New Year's Eve coverage and sit and drink eggnog.
Yeah.
So I have more memories tied to eggnog. It's also like kind of good.
It is good.
But I do have to be in a mood for it. Like, it's not just something I can pick up and drink.
Yeah,
Apple
yeah.
cider I can.
Eggnog I would drink during Christmas morning too when I was younger. Not so much anymore. But I like the taste I just gravitate more towards apple cider anytime during the holiday season. Eggnog is like certain days.
Apple cider is lighter.
It's lighter.
Like eggnog, it kind of leaves that
it's like kind
that
of
feeling in your mouth.
It's kind of like a dessert drink. to me.
Yeah. But see, I have a sweet tooth.
Time for the trivia question. Which iconic donut chain got its start in North Carolina's Outer Banks? A, Dunkin' Donuts, B, Tim Hortons, C, Duck Donuts, or D, Fractured Prune Donuts? We'll have that answer right after this quick break. Stay tuned. Coming up, find out about a fantastic dining deal at Encino in Greenville. Now, this is a new Mexican steakhouse, so stay tuned. Welcome back. First, let me just say, going back to that this or that question, I'd actually pick eggnog. I can't stop thinking about it. So if your answer is C, Duck Donuts, you are correct. Duck Donuts first opened in 2007 in Duck, North Carolina by founder Russ DiGilio. Get ready for the Newbern Titan Air Show November 29th and 30th in Newbern, North Carolina. There will be vertical stunts, roaring engines, static aircraft displays, family fun, and festival vibes. A full aviation spectacle for all ages. For more information, visit airshowcenter.com.
Following segment is sponsored by Encino.
It's your host, Davia, and it's time for Be Our Guest, where we help you save money while having an impeccable dining experience. And today I am at Encino in Greenville. Be sure to head to WNCT.com and find that Be Our Guest tab to get your $50 certificate for only $25. Hurry, they're gonna sell out fast. All right, so we are here with Joel, the owner of Encino. Joel, thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming out.
Oh, of course. I mean, this is beautiful. Everything is beautifully plated. So before we get to discussing these dishes, tell us what people can expect to be served here when they come.
So here at Encino, our model was to create a Mexican steakhouse, a little bit, outside the realm of what everybody is typically used to on the Mexican.
Yeah.
So our focus is the steak. We've created a couple, or if we brought on a couple of the originals, dishes that you can find in, the Mexican cuisine, along with, Mexican wines and some drinks that we've, curated for the menu itself.
Awesome. And you did mention to me that this is the only Mexican steakhouse in the state, correct?
From my understanding, yeah, I believe
Wow.
it's the only one, yeah.
So let's get into these items. So let's start with these drinks in front of us. What do we have?
So in front of us, we have two espresso martinis. So we have, created drinks for the menu, and then we also have the originals that are part of, just typical drinks that you'll find in steakhouses.
And these wines are Mexican ones?
They are
Okay.
imported from Mexico.
Wonderful. So let's start with the appetizer we have right in front of you. What do we have?
So we have the guacamole, and a little twist to it. We have a salsa macha, which is, gives a little bit of a kick to it, more than your standard. It's just a semi-sweet, with a little bit of spice behind it. The totopos are, house made. So they're fresh as well as you get them. So this is the pork shank bone-in. This is an achiote-based salsa that is marinated the pork shank for about 8 hours. It cooks. So it's bone-in, very soft, semi spice to it. It works well with the onion and habanero that it comes with. Yeah, and fresh tortillas with it as well.
Cool. And then what steak do we have in front of us?
So we have the filet,
Okay.
center cut. That is CAB, which is certified Angus beef. It also has the chimichurri butter, which is coated on as it cooks.
Yeah.
So you have the piña habanero, you have the aguacate cremoso, and then you also have a chimichurri, which we've made here in-house.
And so all of your entrees come with sides as well?
That is correct.
What are
yes.
some side options?
So we have mashed potatoes, we have a mac and cheese, we have sweet potato puree as well, you know, among the others that we have on the menu.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
And then lastly, over here we have dessert. So what is that?
So we have the pastel de lote sweet corn cake with a creme brulee on top and also a blueberry compote made by our chef here, Jesus. It's a popular one.
Yeah.
You know, people have liked it. We do have our website up. You can, you know, locate our hours, phone number, and also the menu itself online. With all the dishes, you know, and also the updates as far as our fall menu coming up and, you know, the changes in the menu as we proceed. You know, we hope everybody enjoys it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I know they will. Awesome. Well, thank you, Joel.
Well, thank you.
Of course. And you guys, make sure to head to WNCT.com and find the Be Our Guest tab to get your $50 certificate for only $25 because they will sell out fast.
The previous segment was sponsored by Encino.
Want to be featured on Eastern Lifestyle? Email us at easternlifestyle@WNCT.com with your story idea for an opportunity to be highlighted on the show. Do you know an incredible woman who's making a difference? Be sure to scan that QR code that you see on your screen and nominate her for the Remarkable Women campaign by December 19th. Thank you so much for joining us today. As always, remember to enjoy every moment of your Eastern lifestyle, and we will see you tomorrow. Segments in today's episode are sponsored by Tavi and Encino.